If you want to get into making videos and you don't have a big budget, perhaps instead of trying to find a really expensive camera, you should just use the camera that you probably already have, your phone. If you watch any videos by anybody like Casey Neistat or MKBHD, they'll probably tell you the same thing. It doesn't matter how good the quality of your video is when it comes to like video quality, you just need to have good story and good content. Now, if you don't spend a bunch of money on a good camera, you probably are going to have a little bit left over in your budget for some gear. You can get a microphone, or you can get something like the DJI Osmo 2, which is a gimbal for your phone. This is a great device that allows you to get some really nice, smooth shots, and it provides a handle for you to get shots that you just otherwise wouldn't be able to get when you're just holding your phone. So it's got 3 axes of stabilization, so you can flip it any way your heart desires. Anything, it'll compensate and it'll keep your phone pointed in the right direction. It's great. It does a pretty good job, but I would say if you're really running hard, you might want to do something like ride a bike or skateboard, just so that you keep a nice smooth pace. And it doesn't really absorb shocks, it just rotates the camera and keeps it level. It does a pretty good job of that though, especially when you're just like walking. And it also has motion capture. Now the motion capture doesn't work great when there's not a lot of light. It can have a hard time finding the subject that it needs to focus on. But if there's plenty of light, it should work just fine. You can use just the standard camera app on your phone, or you can use DJI's app that comes with it. I would recommend you use the app for pretty much every scenario because it enables things like the joystick, it enables the motion capture, and it enables a bunch of other little settings that really just allow you to use the gimbal how you want it for each individual shot. You can do things like change the resolution of the video, you can change the pan. When you rotate the gimbal, does it, rotate the phone, or does the phone stay locked in place? So it's just little things like that that the app allows you to change. In addition to regular video, you can do hyperlapses, time lapses, and motion time lapses, the latter of which was used to create this video. On the bottom of the device, there's a little screw hole that allows you to just mount it on your typical tripod. This is great for those motion time lapses that I was talking about, as well as just your average still shot. The device can also do regular pictures with the DJI app, which that in and of itself is not all that useful, because you can just generally take the picture as you normally would. Now what you can also do is panorama shots, and again I'd say most phones at this day and age can probably just do that in their own native photo app, and the ones that the app for DJI produces, they're not all that great, so I would recommend you probably just use the one that your phone does natively. Now what it can do is pseudo long exposure photos. They're not really long exposure, but it takes multiple images and it works them together and basically creates an image out of a scenario where there's not enough light to normally take that picture. It works alright, it's not great, but it's better than nothing. Connecting the device via Bluetooth is pretty easy, it's just like any other normal device. It only really gets tricky when you're trying to use multiple phones around the same time, when you're like swapping in and out for different scenes. Other than that, it's a breeze to just connect it and go. To set up the device, you really just have to go ahead, take the device, pop it in, balance it real quick using the slider over here. Looks like it needs to go this way just a touch. Let's see. Nope, a little bit more. This part can be a little bit time consuming just to get it balanced just right. Really, the better you get it balanced, I think I'm going the wrong way. The better you get it balanced, the less work the gimbal has to do itself to keep everything balanced, and it will save you battery life. So get this just right. And then once it's in there, it doesn't have to be perfect, just power the thing on and it will do the rest. It's like magic. Now, the one downside to this kind of system is that it doesn't really work all that well when you're using a case. So you will have to take your phone out of the case in order to get a secure fit, which it's a little disappointing for me, because when I'm doing like really fast shots, say I'm on a bike and I'm trying to get a really good shot, well, I would love to have my case on there just in case something were to happen and I were to drop this thing. I'm just now thinking a lanyard would also be really nice on it. It does not have a lanyard, would be nice, but I wish that I could use my case with it, but it doesn't seem to work that well. Now on this side over here, it's got a little slider for zooming in with the camera. It's got a joystick. It's got a record button and a power button. All of these are right within reach of your thumb and right on the handle, so it allows you to just use one hand and control the whole device. This is great because it means your other hand is free for doing whatever you need it to, such as holding onto a handlebar with a bike, just stabilizing yourself, holding the controller for a boosted board, just depends on what you're doing. Either way, one hand for the camera, one hand free. It's great. The device is pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel like it's cheap or anything. It is made of plastic, but it feels solid. It feels good in the hand. When it comes to battery life, DJI says that it gets 15 hours of battery life. And we've been using it for about 5 to 6 hours or so, and it still has 2/3 battery life, so that seems like it's right on par for what DJI claims. It's been pretty great. You do charge it using a micro USB port over here on the side. The micro USB charging port is one of the downsides of this. I was really hoping it would have USB-C. You can get laptops, you can get phones, you can get so many things nowadays that charge and use USB-C. And it would be great if we could just have that one cable for everything. But it's things like this where they're just trying to cut as many costs, not as many, but they're just trying to cut costs where they can. And they go with the old legacy port, the USB, the micro USB. And I really wish that they just spent that like $5 extra or whatever. I'd be willing to pay $5 extra for that USB-C, just because it would be so much more convenient to have one cable to charge everything. Overall, it really is a great device. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what it's best at, whether it be, cinematic shots, whether it be vlogging, music videos, reviews. You can use it really for anything, and that's what makes it such a great tool. It is a little bit pricey, it seems, at $130, but when you consider everything that you can use it for, it's not that much, honestly. So whether or not you're just getting into making videos or you've been making videos with your phone for a while now, I feel like this is a great device for you to pick up if it's in your budget, because it really opens a lot of doors for new scenes that you probably couldn't have made without it before. You can do your time lapses, which those you could do before, but now you can do motion time lapses, you can do hyperlapses, you can do your cinematic shots that are smooth, you can get that look where it's like almost like it's on a robotic arm. So yeah, it's a pretty good device. I would recommend it. I really like it, and I look forward to using it in the future. So that's all I had for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe down below. It'll help us out. Yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you.